Dude, I'm moving at breakneck speeds trying to create this live stream and it's about to kick me out of a trade. I'm already in a trade. I'm up $15. This is a micro trade. I just wanted to show you guys what the micro trades look like. I'm going to put this right here as my take profit area. So I am well above my balance of $53,000 that I had to hit. But what you want to do is you have to trade for 7 days in a row. So I'm going to go ahead and get into a micro trade. This is going to kick me out. I'm going to modify this. I'm going to slide my take profit to right here. And then when we get down there, I'll modify that as well. Cancel this. So I don't love doing this on live streaming because it shows a lot of my personal data, but this is what's showing here is okay. I'm going to go over how this actually works, getting funded, and what you need to do in just a moment. My camera is on. So as soon as we come back down here, I'm going to take profit. I actually might sell out manually if it doesn't come back down there. We'll do that by clicking this X right here. But this is a micro ES. So it's a $5 version of the ES. So every time it goes up a tick, you get $5. And as you can see, I'm up $16. I got in right here on the pullback. I'm going to go ahead and close this out so I can keep my profit if it doesn't go my way, because this usually indicates that we're going to start pushing up. So let's see if we can get it to come down to the 200 EMA. Then I can just close out with the modify order. And that's okay. That we're gonna lose our profit for a second here. About it, I could easily trade and make a couple $100 if I. This is in here right now. That's perfect fine. So if I needed to, let's say, make a couple $100, I would go up here and trade this. I'm gonna slide my this, make the 200 EMA our take profit area. Modify. That'll give us a trade of like $22 or so. I really wanted to come down to about right here. Try to catch that move. But if I can't, it's okay. So for now, we'll take profit. We'll get into another trade since we're live stream. See my video. Second. Live scene. There we go. There we go. All right, now you can see my video. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're in a live trade right now. We're up 1250. And we have our stop take profit area right here at the 200 EMA, which we keep pushing down to. What I want to do is put my take profit area here. I mean, honestly, I don't need to make much more. I could close out of this trade at any time. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like when you're trading the micro ES. And I think this is one contract, and I'm up $10 so far. I've already made the $3,000 that I needed to make to go ahead and close out my eval account in the positive, but you do have to trade for 7 days. It doesn't have to be consecutive, but you do in fact have to trade for 7 days per the rules of a funded account. Once my trade closes, I'm going to go ahead and show you how the funded account rules works, but I don't ever leave a trade open that I'm not watching. You guys can see me. Good, good, good. But yeah, we're in a live trade. We're making money. As you can see, this red line here is where I got into the trade. So I waited for the retest, the pullback. I waited for another retest. And when this green candle didn't break structure here and push up past this candle, I went ahead and got into that trade. Now we're just waiting for it to come down below this line here to the 200 EMA, which I think I actually missed my exit when I was trying to adjust my buy limit here. But it's 50-50. It's only 12:08, so there's still plenty of time for this trade to continue to go my way. But like I said, I can close out at any time. Like if it seems like it's going against me, I could close out of this trade and get into a regular ES and make $100 to $200 in a couple of minutes. But that is not the goal. Your goal is simply to finish your 7 days of trading because you want to get funded. Because right now I'm not making any money on this account. You know, it's costing me money. It costs you, let's say, $18 a month for the first month or whatever, and this is, I've only had this account for 2 days. Well, while we wait on this, and I'm not super worried about it, I'm gonna go head over to my account details. Okay, So this chart here was day one. I'm on the third day of this account being open. On the first day, I made $1,225.20. Then on the second day, I made $1,775.60, right? So that put me over the $3,000 threshold that I needed to have this account funded. But they have a rule where you absolutely have to trade for 7 days. So even though I have 2 days down and I hit the goal in 2 days, I have to trade for 7 days. And normally what I trade is ES, which is this ticker right here. I'll trade ES and I'll use a 2-contract system. And the 2-contract system gets me $25 for every 25 cents the stock moves. And it always moves 25 cents. If you look over here, there's never a time where that 0.07 counts or anything like that. It doesn't actually do anything. It always moves in 25-cent increments. So you'll always hit 25 cents. Let me go ahead over to the micro ES, which is MES down here at the bottom. And we are almost at take profit area. Once we cross that line there, it'll automatically kick us out in take profit area. And if we don't get down there, we just keep bouncing off of this. I'll take the $15 in the trade. So let's get over to the set of rules for the evaluation. So evaluation passed, profit target hit, traded 7 days. Now what? This is the key. You have to trade 7 days. It is mandatory, but I'm going to go ahead and read over this really quickly. I'm sorry if it comes across as fast, but I have to read fast because it's kind of a lot. Once you pass your evaluation, there is nothing you need to do. Do not cancel, and that's important, guys. Don't think, oh, I passed my evaluation, now I'll go ahead and cancel so that they're not charging me anymore. You're going to end up just basically having to start all over again. Do not cancel your past evaluation account after the 7th day, and within 2 business days, watch your email for the contract and payment link. And yes, you're going to pay a second time. And that's what I just really wanted to be transparent about, because a lot of people get into this thinking like, oh, I'll pay $17 and I'll get a $50,000 account and I'll make $50,000 and then I'll just take that money out. And I'm going to go over how the money thing works in just a second. But you do have to pay for your performance account. It's not free. No one's just going to give you $50,000 of their capital and be like, hey, trade this, F it up, don't F it up. And, you know, whatever happens, happens. They're going to charge you a second time, and I'll go over that in a second as well. But again, after the 7th day and within 2 business days, watch your email for the contract and payment link. If your account summary verify that you have the 7 trading days that have been met for the balance, you may not see an update until the 8th day. So we're going to go over to my account there, and this is the chart that they're talking about. You check your balance on here to make sure that you have 13 days. The reason that I won't show all this stuff down here is because that's all my personal account information, and I don't want to show that on there. Okay, I have been stopped out. I made $26. And that was it. I just wanted to have a take profit right at the 200 EMA. And that's a very positive trade, guys. That's $26 in 12 minutes. Really less than 12 minutes, because I kind of got in. Let's see what I got in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got in at 12:04. So you're talking about, I made the $26 in 8 minutes. Now, if I was in my regular trade, starting here, going down there, that is $500 in 8 minutes. So you just do the calculation as if you're in a normal trade. Let's see if I go over here. So these are $25 a piece. Well, they're $12.50 and I get 2 contracts, so $25 a piece. I'm getting into my trade right here at $51.77.50. I ride that trade down. I get stopped out at $51.72.75. Let's just put it at $51.72.50. That's $500. That from here to here is a $500 trade with 2 contracts. And the reason I trade with 2 contracts is I like it to be where every single dollar that I trade equals $100. And that is also why I trade the ES. There are a lot of different things that you can trade with futures. I trade ES because I can consistently manage in each trade how much I'm going to make and how much I stand to lose. So let's say I was going to set up a trade here. I would click this button, trade down here. It would open up on this side of the screen. And I use what's called a 4-to-1 trading ratio. So I would trade with a take profit area of $1,000. And I would only risk, delete that, $250. So a 20-point swing and an 80-point swing. Adding a contract, it becomes a 40-point swing and a 10-point swing. So the maximum I'm willing to risk, I would have gotten right here at the 200 EMA, would have been $200. I would have bought market. And all I would have needed this to do is run up to about 51.86, right? But I'm not looking for the $1,000. What I'm looking for is my first take profit target. So my first take profit target from the 200 EMA here would be the resistance area, which is this area here. Anytime you see, let me zoom in a little bit. Anytime you see this, 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple candles with the exact same line ending in the exact same price area, that is your resistance. Until you break that resistance, you're going to continue to push down. So you see we kept going up and down and up and down, and then we push down. Now the 200 EMA acts as a strong level of support. So we bounce off that 200 EMA. You will almost always wick through it. So never set your entry point or your exit point to get kicked out right at the 200 EMA, because most likely you're going to wick through it. Then you're going to run up off of there, and then you see we're starting to form a downtrend. So even though we wicked up, we're still in the downtrend. So if I was to take a trend line, I would put it right here, have it touch, 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 there. So we're above the trend line currently, but when we come back to the 200 EMA, we'll be below the trend line again. So now we've shifted trends, and we're looking for a change of character, or we're looking for basically the most recent lower high, which is right here, to be broken by a body of a candle. And we all know that the body of the candle is the full green portion, not the little skinny green portion. So if we come up above this line, we're officially in an uptrend, and this thing could run up quite a bit. Now on the day, if we go to the 1 hour, we've been down, then we shifted up, and now we're just kind of trading in this 51.80 to 51.66 area. But the reality, I would say 51.71 to 51.80. And we're looking for a breakout one way or another. One way or another. And as you can see, it came all the way down there, and that's where I got kicked out at. And the reason that I set it at the 200 EMA on the 1 minute is because it's really right here at 51.71. If you go to the 200 EMA on the 1 minute, you'll see that it was down here. And then boom, we wick through it. And then look at that, 51.75. It went all the way to 51.50, but look at the 1 hour. And the 1 hour is going to confirm that for you. Scroll over this way, look at that, 51.75. We wick down one more 25-cent point to right here, 51.50. But 51.75 is really the area where I would have been looking to get into the upside or to get out of that trade. But we are at $53,026 today. So that is our trade for the day. We are in the positive. And the cool thing about the micros is when it moves $1, you're only going to lose $5, right? So now I could finish out the rest of my trading days and not win another trade and still get funded because I have $26 in leeway. So that's literally $5 a day for 5 days is $25, and I'll still be positive $1.87 above my target area to get funded. But let's go ahead now that we're done with this and get over to the evaluation rules again. In your account summary, verify that you have 7 trading days and have met your account balance. You may not see the update until day 8, so realize that. You may get to the end of your 7 trading days, verify it, and be like, okay, I didn't get my graduation certificate on this day. That's because it usually follows on the 8th day. It is an automated system, so sometimes like right after you pass, it could be as late as midnight or as early as like 4 o'clock, 4:59 in the afternoon Eastern time, that you get your notification. But right after you pass, you'll get your notification. Then it's like, this is an automated process as always. So the system will see what you have completed in the 7 days trading, met the goal, and will start processing on the 8th day. The 8th day can be literally the next day after midnight, or it can be 4:59 p.m. Eastern time, depending on when you started trading. Submitting a help desk ticket is unnecessary. Since the automatic process, a help desk ticket will not speed up the process, and no additional information is available from the help desk. Okay, so they're being very transparent there, which is what I really like about Apex Trading. If you have not received your email and the contract and the payment link by day 10, then you submit your help desk ticket. Upon signing your contract and making the payment through your link, you will get an email notification stating that a PA, which is your performance account, PA stands for performance account, is ready for trading. Log in using the exact same credentials that you use for your other account, which is why you're going to delete the practice account, because your PA account or your performance account is going to take over your old account, so that it can work just like the eval did for trading and connecting. You will not need to adjust anything new. So that's the end of that one right there. These are what the links look like. So like I said, you can have up to 10 accounts, and they'll all be right there. The ones that are completed will be here, and the ones that have payment links will be here. Now we're going to go over how much it actually costs to do this. And there's 2 different ways. A way that I suggest, and let me just say, guys, this is not financial advice. Okay, this is simply my opinion and what I believe is best when it comes to these actual accounts. So you now have the ability to have a lifetime and a monthly fee. And I know in your head you're going to think like the monthly fee must be cheaper or whatever. The lifetime's got to be really expensive. No, the lifetime is actually only $55 more on average than getting the actual monthly subscription, which you have to pay every single month. So we're going to go ahead and read over the lifetime fees. Lifetime fee options applies only to new PA accounts received after 12/15/22. So all of my accounts count for this. As soon as I hit 7 days, I'll be allowed to use my lifetime. Now, before I get any further in this, I want to say something that I wish I'd known before. I created 4 separate accounts. I didn't know that you were supposed to do 4 accounts underneath the same timeline. But had I known this, what I would have done, had I known that I was going to pay a fee and then another fee, is I would have just got one account, got that account to my first payout, and then I would have went back and gone ahead and done the other accounts with the money that I made from the payout. I'm fairly consistent as a trader, so I'm more than confident that I will reach my payouts for all 4 of my accounts, but it would have saved me probably $300 on average if I would have just used one account, got a payout, and then use that payout to pay for the other accounts. But back to what we were saying here. Existing PA accounts before this date do not have the ability to offer the lifetime fee. No exceptions or changes are available to this policy. New PA accounts received after 12/15/22 have the option to choose between normal monthly and lifetime fees. Note, once you choose a payment option for an individual PA account, it cannot be changed later. So you have one chance to pick this, and one chance only. Do not make a mistake and choose monthly if you mean lifetime. Do not make a mistake and choose lifetime if you mean monthly. If you choose monthly, you cannot change to a lifetime account later. In the individual PA account, for more details, you can watch the video below. I'm not going to watch the video. It's 20 minutes. You guys can do this on your own time. I just want to have some transparency and cover these fees with you really quickly. Once you pass your evaluation, I've got a call coming in. Once you pass your evaluation, watch for the emails and the information, sign your contract documents and paid performance account or PA account, and then you'll link the PA account. Additionally, you may log into the ATF dashboard and all of your signatures will be in the exact same tab. You'll have a signatures tab down here on your paid for accounts. Now let's go down here. So for Rithmic, I personally don't use Rithmic. I use TraderVate, so I can't say if it's better or worse, but I know Rithmic is always cheaper. So the monthly fee is $85 a month, or a once lifetime fee can be paid. Now, the lifetime fee, on the other hand, is $140. When you look at $85 versus $140, it looks like a lot more, but in reality, it's $55 for the first 10 years. Even though they say lifetime, it's only 10 years. But when you think about it, guys, if you're trading this for 10 years, then more than likely you're going to cover that payment itself. And then literally, it's $140. I look at it like this. And again, not financial advice, just how I look at it. I make $100 a trade. Okay? I'm going to be honest, I make $250 a trade on average, right? So in one trade, I'm going to pay for that $140. I have to trade for 10 days. Then I can request a payout as long as I have $500 in that account above the trailing threshold that we have to hit, which is let's say $2,600. So the first time you can request a payout, we're going based strictly off of the 50K platform. That's what I use. The first time I can request a payout for the 50K platform is at $52,600. And then I can request a minimum of $500 and a maximum of $2,000 for the first 3 months. After the third month, everything you made outside of that $50,000 plus $100 you can take out. So this is a longevity game. This is not about getting in, getting out, and trying to game the system like, oh, I'm going to go make $50,000 and then I'm going to pull $50,000 out of this account and I'm just going to quit trading it. No, this is about longevity. If they were to allow you to pull out all of your money at once, their platform would capsize. There would be no way. It would be like the Wild Wild West out here. People would just be pulling money out every single day and they would go broke. You're only allowed to pull money out 2 times a month. Between the 1st and the 5th, you can request it, in which you'll be paid on the 15th. It may take 3 to 7 days to get in your bank account. And then between the 15th and the 20th is the second request period, of which you'll be paid on the 30th, and it will take 3 to 7 days to get into your account. So we're going to continue to scroll down here. So now this is mine. This is Tradeovate. Tradeovate is a much more extensive platform. They give you all of your licenses, so they do cost a little bit more. But let me tell you guys, I prefer Tradeovate 100%. From what I've seen so far. I haven't done Rithmic, so I can't cross-reference it, but I really, really do like Tradeovate. So once you check out, it's exact same rules, $105 a month for each monthly fee, or $160 for the first 10 years, another $55 difference. It's worth it to just pay the extra $55 once instead of paying $105, which is going to add up to over $1,200 over the period of the year. So let's go ahead and scroll down. The reason that I don't do the more expensive accounts is because what you're allowed to pull out versus the thresholds, the trailing thresholds and things, it's just not worth it. 50,000 is such a good area to be in. 2,000. This is $1,500 you can take out of here. This is $2,000 you can take out of here. This is $2,250 you can take out of here. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I'll go over those some other times. But those are the two main things. And then, of course, let's go back to our charts. And as you can see, day 3, we've earned $26. So now for the next 5 days, I'm sorry, the next 4 days, because this is day 3. Yeah, for the, is it 7 days trading days? Yeah. So for the next 4 days, I'm just going to trade micros. I'm going to trade the mini MES, the MES. I'm going to trade minis, not micros. I'm going to slide this up to right here so I can see it right under SPY. For the next 4 days, I'll be trading these, and I can risk $5 a trade. And it's so simple, guys. I just click here, make sure my unit is exactly 1, and then I will put $5 here. Maximum loss, $50 maximum gain. So if it moves 40 points, I get $50. And then if I draw down, what is this? $5, I'll lose $5. So each dollar is $1. And that's, I could literally be like, I only want to lose $1. And then each dollar is $1. So let's say I was going to sell market. Each dollar is $1. I want to gain $5 maximum. So 4 ticks, 180. We went the opposite direction and went up to 180. That is a $5 trade. But you can lose $1 or you lose $5. And I'm sorry, it's not each dollar. I'm saying that wrong. Each, let's look up buy. Let's say $50 is 89. So that's like, each tick is $1. Or 125. Let's put this to 1. Okay, so each tick, one tick, is $1.25. Let's say I only wanted to lose $1.25. That would count as my one trade for the day. I lose $1.25. I'm done for the day. I've got $26 in leeway to work with, which is why I'm trading micros. But when I trade ES, on the other hand, I go for a 2 contract system, 40 points take profit, 10 point stop loss. That is a 4-to-1 ratio. That's $251 take profit to $251 loss. The reason I do that is that's 10% of my trailing drawdown, which is $2,500. And if I go over to Tradeovate, I can show you my trailing drawdown by clicking this. My current trailing drawdown is exactly $2,500. So I haven't lost any money off of my trailing drawdown. But I think I'm going to cut this video right here. I'm going to go eat. I just wanted to show you guys how to get in there, what the rules look like, and this is a live trade. I have a hard time live trading because, one, it takes forever to set up, and I'll show you guys the process. You have to go in here, you have to actually manage your trade, and then you got to start it. And so, like, usually what happens is I'm trying to, like, get into a trade and start the stream at the same time. What I need to do is starting my stream first, and then I'll get into the trade later on. But I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope that's helpful, and everything. Again, $105 monthly or $160 to just get the 50K account. All of the prices are here, so I'll leave those on the screen for a few moments. We'll scroll up. $85 if you do Rithmic. I, just looking at the platform, didn't like Rithmic, which is why I did not do it. And then, of course, over here, the evaluation, how to pass, and the rules. You have to hit the profit target, and then you have to trade for 7 days. So once you hit that profit target, I don't care if you hit it day 1, day 2, day 3, try to go over by about $20, $30, and then just start trading micros, and then just have a cap of maybe $5. But then also, it's great practice trading micros because it moves the same as the ES and as SPY, but without the actual prices. So you're not losing 12.50 a share, or 2,500 for 2 shares. Instead, you're losing $1.25 per share. A tenth of what you're putting into the actual other trades, but you still get the same amount of practice, you still get the same style moves, and in your head you can just be like, okay, if I had 10 times this, obviously I'm making $500, or I'm making $250, or whatever the case is. It adds up very, very quickly, guys, and it's great, 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 great practice. But I'll do another live stream tomorrow. I'm not going to do more than one trade a day. While I'm waiting for all these evals to pass. I've got 4 eval accounts that are in the green that I'm waiting to get passes for. I don't want to risk any money on any of them, so I'm just going to wait it out. Do my little trade a day. So every day that I do my little trade, I'll hop on, show you guys where I'm getting in, and then I'll get in and out of the trade for you. So you'll still have the exact same experience, but without me blowing these accounts, and then I can get funded, and I'll show you guys the process of getting funded. I won't be able to show you guys my signing and everything, but I'll show you when I get the certificate. And then once I get my certificate, within 10 days, I'll be able to request my first payout. So my first payout request will be on the 1st. So Monday the 1st is my target date for my first payout request, and I just have to earn, $2,600 to get to that point. But my goal is much higher than that. My goal is $500 a day. So over the period of the trading days that you get every week. So you can actually trade futures a lot more days than you can trade options. But I just go based off of the 5-day trading plan. And I'll show you guys really quickly in Canva what my trading plan looks like. So it is a 16-week 40K challenge. So 16 weeks, $40,000 is the goal. You're going to start out with a balance of $5,200. Your weekly profit goal is going to be $2,500, and your monthly payout for the first 3 months is going to be $4,000. So that's $500 a day. Let's break that down smaller, because I know that seems intimidating. $500 a day is honestly just 1% of your account. You're trying to make 1% of your account a day for 5 days. You're allowed to trade 7 days. You don't have to trade all those days, because if you hit your $2,500 in like a day, or a couple of days, then you don't have to trade. You can slow down, or you can pick up a couple of trades when you see something really profitable and move on to the next one. And the reason that I did this and how I've hit these goals while trading my my PA accounts is it takes the pressure off. This $2,500 seems like a lot, right? But when you break it down into a day, 5 days a week, honestly 6 days a week that you can trade. I don't trade the Sunday session, which is why it's 5 days for me. I'll do $500, and how to break down is honestly that's $175 a trade for 3 trades, or two $250 trades. But you don't even have to do it like that. I don't care if you get $50, $75, $100, negative $50. Whatever you get in a trade is what you get in a trade. If it's not going your way, just get out of the trade. You can trade again, and you can trade an unlimited amount of times with futures, because you don't have that $25,000 rule that comes with trading options, right? So then you can just be like, okay, even if you mess up a trade immediately, but it starts going your way, and you can hop in market and just count that all as one trade. Like you got in, you got stopped out, let's say at $100, but it's like starting to go your way really aggressively. You would just hop back in market and ride down that wave, completely erasing that $100 for that trade, and count that as your first trade. I've been stopped out at $75, because sometimes I'll use a really tight stop loss of $75 just to test myself and make sure that my entries are right. And that's what I like. I like a good entry. I like an entry that's going my way from the start. I don't like losing money when I get into a trade. So I'll do an entry that's going my way from the start. And then let's say you get done with the 4 weeks, you'll have $10,000 that you have made on average if you're following the $500 a day plan. So you end up with $60,000 for your first month. Twice a month, you can take out $2,000. So you took out $4,000, leaving you $56,000. Do it again, another $10,000, taking you to 66. You took out 4, taking you down to 62. Do it again, another $10,000, taking you to 72,000. You took out 4. Now you've taken out, in just 3 months, $12,000. Let's view this as a business. $12,000 profit in your business. Let's say you have some bad days or whatever, and you don't get to hit the goal for the month, then you just go ahead and keep going until you hit the goal. There's no pressure here at all, guys, to hit this $500 a day. If you don't hit it, you don't hit it. But the sooner you can get to the goal, the sooner you can get to the profit areas. But take your profit, and then that leaves you $6,000 of wiggle room to work with in your next trading month. Boom, pop off. So let's say you lost $2,500. That's fine. You're still going to have $3,500 left. Move on to the next day, the next day, the next day. And whatever you end with is whatever you end with. And you still get to take your $4,000 a month out. You're staying well above the trailing threshold, because once you hit $2,500 on your fully activated account, there is no longer a trailing threshold. And then boom, 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 $20,000 a month, right? So now here is where it's not quite $40,000. Okay, it's actually 39,500. So sue me. But if you wanted to make more to make sure that it was $40,000, then by all means make the little bit of extra, make it $40,000. The reason that it's not is because that after $25,000, they take a fee of 10%. You know, and I know you're probably like, that's not fair, but they are fronting the bill on this. So the first $25,000 is 100% yours. So that would be literally the first 2 months. Into that fourth month, the first 3 months. Into that fourth month, you've now earned over $25,000. They're going to take $1,500 out of that for this little bit that you went over, right? And then, of course, you have to leave $100 in there. So you're only allowed to take out $27,900. And then, of course, that's going to be $35,500 when all is said and done. And this is another 20-week challenge that's on options trading. Get into that some other time. But that's it, guys. That is it for me. This has been another full transparency trading session. I have been your host, Sebastian. Let's go over what we made today one more time by going to TradeOvate. And as you can see, $26 profit and 7 cents. And I know, like, it sounds hilarious. Like, oh, you made $26, right? But that's not the goal. The goal is not to make any more money on your funded account challenges once you've hit the goal. I made $17.75 Friday. I made $1,225 Thursday of last week. So I hit my goal. Now and this is perfect practice. That's brilliant. Before I leave, this teaches you how to protect your funds. Trading like this teaches you how to protect your funds. Once you've hit that profit target to get the payout, you now want to go in the damage control and slower trading to protect the funds. You don't want to lose any of that money if you don't have to. And then you just want to keep building and building and building. So like, let's say I was trading my 2 contract system and I got to 2,500. I would, or like say $3,000. I would either one, switch to a single contract so that I'm making it over a longer period of time, but a little bit less. Or I would just keep the 2 contracts and tighten my stop loss to like $150. You know, to make sure that I always stay above that line. But this has been an enjoyable day. Another good trade. I love making a good entry and a good trade. Minimize that. You know, that shows you that you're practicing, you're studying. Like, look at that. Look how beautiful that was. Came right down to that 200 EMA, bounced off and went right back up to new highs. But if you see, the reality is that we're currently meeting this level over and over and over again. And we haven't broken out of this level quite yet. So we'll come down, we'll break out. But we are, of course, in an uptrend. So the same way the downtrend went, you just put it through as many of these as possible. And then I would say put it right here on this one. So we never came all the way down, never came all the way down. We touched again right here, touched again right there. And we are in an uptrend as long as we stay above this blue line. So we were in the downtrend, we stayed below it. Now we're in the uptrend, we're staying above it. It looks like we might touch and bounce off again. But if we touch and bounce off, most likely what's going to happen is we're finally going to break out of this area here to the 51.8150. And then let's go take a look at SPY. SPY is, of course, doing the same thing as ES because ES is the futures for SPY. And then, boom, it hit the trend line. Boom, boom, boom. And now it's bouncing off of the trend line. All right, guys, you guys have a great day. Be safe out there trading. This is going to end the live session. And then I'll go back and I'll break down some of the previous trades and some of the other videos and put them up later today. Adios.